what the is going on here anymore. Look, I have a dog. What's a language you'd like to learn? I don't know, probably English. Oh, hi. Oh my God. My baby dog. I don't know. Does anybody remember the girl group Dream? No. Wait, is that her name? Forgettable. Running a country is very stressful. I was about to say special. What's wrong with me? Just because you had turned a year older doesn't mean you just get your ass eaten. None of this is funny. It's not that funny. Why am I doing this to myself? Oh my God, I have a giggle so bad. It wasn't even that funny. It's so sad how it hurts. I'm crying. Chongus hates it. Come back, honey. No. It was like silly or whatever. It wasn't that funny. But I can't stop laughing. It's so stupid.
No, I think definitely did kill himself. We saw a video footage.
Oh my God! I can't stop crying. Hi, honey. It's okay. He broke up with me for Aunt Jemima. I think Courtney just broke. I know. It was funny. Oh, Chongus, what's wrong? Can someone please? I was gonna say, I don't know anymore. What's it called? Oh, my fart cone. Hey, what are you, ma'am? Oh, you guys. It was fine. What was I doing again? Poor kid. It was kind of his fault. I'm drinking my Coors Light. Kiss my husband goodnight. Then I got in my truck. And then I yelled out, "What the?" This ain't your typical honky tonk. So what I've gathered from this is that I don't know what I'm talking about. Look at my new jammies. My booba are trying to come out. I definitely put the wrong size because I thought I was still thin. But thank you, Frank. Anyway, this is just a reminder that I should drop a few lbs. That button is screaming for its life. Yeah. Wow. Like, it looks like I buttoned it wrong because they're just trying so hard. They're fine down here, but you get this one for sure. You can also tell that my breasts are jumping overboard in the brassiere. This is a mess. This all right. Let's say hi. Michael Coulter, hello. Courtney Russ, hello. Benjamin Zeman, hello. Hi, Courtney and Chad. Hi, Courtney and chat. Has anyone else gotten ill after watching Justin's body cam on the last stream? I think the Blair Witch cursed it. Oh no. I haven't. Are you not feeling well? Oh, I hope you get better. That Blair Witch lady, she SD Stanley? I don't know. She looked like Laura Loomer. Help us. Help us. Why did she do that? God, I don't like her at all. And she's a terrible stylist. She's not a good stylist. I don't know why anybody has paid her money. Bree the Booker, hello. You haul, what's up? And Saw, what's happening, bro? Oh, wait. Saw.
Get away from me!
There. Do. Scooter Smith, hello. Boop, boop. Garvio Logan, hello. Boop, boop. Healer, hello. Boop, boop. She's babbling. She's Courtney. She's babbling Courtney Brooke. You guys, I forgot to brush my teeth before the stream. I usually do. And I feel like I still have food in my teeth. I ate a burger. I'm very full. Frank's not here. I know he's not, but I'm full. Just in case he's wondering. Yoda be pimpin', 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 our #1 news source. Oh, Sometimes I don't know how to work this. Oh, excuse me. I thought that was going to be quiet. For shame. Quebec Patriot, what's up? Hello. Boop, 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 boop. Viking. McGuinevere.
Yeah, fuck those clowns.
Give her something that makes her gain announcers that things pop out. I know, but seriously. Your boobs are wanting to escape. Yeah, they're trying to jump off of my body at this point. OMG, hi, JC. You guys, we have to snipe Adam tonight because our friend Tony's going to be on. Fucking Frank. Don't forget, Adam Troy is having Tony on. Yay! Yes, so we have to watch. We're going to snipe him a little bit. Oh, Tony. Also, poor Tony. That's what he gets. I'm going to not show up for that. Why? But speaking of healers, thank you for the $20, milady. Hi. Oh, everybody be like healer. OMG healer, you have to. Yeah, Tony's going to be there. Anybody who doesn't know who Tony is, you can finally find out who Tony is. He could just stream again, but it's too easy. Yeah. Snipe, 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 snipe. Bedtime at 11. Oh, you're not staying awake for that. Well, we'll just tell you what it was like next time we see you. Oh, now I'm like really full. Unless Tony has nice tits. I don't know if he does. Contrary to popular belief, I don't know what he looks like with his shirt off. Wait, is Russell here? If Russell's here, I'm going to say something else. He's not. Okay, Russell's not here. Do. Courtney, I wish I could save you money, but I can't because I'm broke. Inflation is a bitch. I'm broke too. Okay, so you guys are probably like tired of Punch. But at the same time, you can't tell me this isn't the cutest thing on the planet. Where's Lounge Singer? Oh, hold on. Speaking of Lounge Singer, he'll yell at me for not doing this, even though he's like nowhere to be found anymore. Did Lounge Singer die? What is going on? Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so you guys know Punch the Monkey. This, oh my God. Oh my God, this is so cute. I'm about to punch one of the dogs. Look at this. Oh my God. So he's eating his little apple and then he gives it to his stuffed animal friend to eat. I love animals' little Muppet mouths. I mean, it's very disgusting when humans do it, but when animals do it, it's so cute. Diane, hi. Cheap Seats, hi. Who else here has liked it? The stream. Is that a Honeycrisp? I would bet money that that's a Honeycrisp. I can spot a Honeycrisp from a mile away. Those are like the good apples. Oh, by the way, you guys. So Punch is stupid. Oh my God, Healer. What? Do you not have a soul? He's a monkey. First of all, of course, he's supposed to be dumb. But how could you look at this and not think that that is just the cutest thing? Hi, Punch. You're so cute. I could watch this forever. Look at him. Look at him. Bite, 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 bite. Here, you want some? Ugh. So cute. That's so cute. Oh my God, it's so cute. I miss the days of us doing more wholesome videos in the beginning of the stream. We haven't done this in a long time. We need to do this more often because my God, that was so cute. Now look at this. This girl, she's trying to do her homework. You're like lying. Nothing's wrong. Because the girl's like, Mom, I can't do my homework right now. And she's like, what are you talking about? And she found this. Your dogs are cuter than the monkey. That's true. They're also extra dumb. Look at this. Oh my God. I love cats. It's so cute. So cute. It's so cute. You guys want to say hi to Changa? Cricket's right here, but Cricket's being weird because she's been like really wanting attention. And then when I asked her if I could give her attention, she was like, no. Like a cat. You say hi? Say hi to your friends. I love you. My perfect girl. You're so perfect. You're so perfect. Oh, you're so perfect. Oh. See, look, you have friends. They say hi. They say hi. Whoops. See? They say hi. They say hi to you. Choo choo. I tried to rename her Biscuit, but I was told no. I feel like Biscuit's like a good name for her. Isn't Biscuit? Like she's a biscuit, right? Okay, so we have a couple of things to talk about here. And we're going to save. Okay, we're going to talk about. Okay, this one's going to be really quick. So we'll do this one first. And then there's another one after this. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be a fan. But I think this one's kind of funny. And well, the headline's funny. Like, it's not funny. All right, this is from Daily Beast. And it says, Charlie Kirk's mentor dies after freak pickleball accident. I'm sorry for laughing because I don't think it's funny that somebody died. But who knew? I always thought that the chances of you dying while playing pickleball, I thought that their chances were zero. I thought it was just you had zero chances of a freak accident while playing pickleball, but it turns out I was wrong. And you could have a freak pickleball accident and die. I thought all pickleball accidents is your wife getting pregnant from another guy. All right. So this says Charlie Kirk's longtime mentor has died following a bizarre and tragic pickleball accident. Jeff Webb, 76, died after falling while playing pickleball and suffering a severe head injury. Cheer Daily reported. The 76-year-old was hospitalized after the accident, and his family later decided to take him off of life support. Holy farts. So he had a head injury. He got a head injury from the ball? How did he get the head injury? Did he fall down? Okay, well, let's just keep reading. Webb was an influential figure in the world of cheerleading. Oh. What? Founding the Universal Cheerleading Association and Varsity Spirit, and later led Varsity Brands, which grew into multi-billion-dollar company. What? Decades before that, he was a yell leader or a spirit leader at the University of Oklahoma. Yeah. Oh, what? Died after falling. Wait. What's up, Paper Breed? Okay, so Healer's just saying stuff. Okay. Webb later said in an interview he was not motivated by money, but rather by discipline and keeping score. That interview appeared in a 2024 New York Times. Tell me what happened. Does nobody know how to explain what happened in the article? He died after falling. Okay, so you Googled it. This article. Okay, so he did a lot of cheerleading. This is fantastic. After Kirk's death, Webb told Real America's Voice that the young activist may well have been a future president. Just tell me what happened. They're not going to say what happened? Well, okay, so he fell. It's the second paragraph. Wait, the one that I read? This one. Influential figure of the world of cheerleading. The founding. Is this the... Let's start over. Charlie Kirk's longtime mentor has died following a bizarre and tragic pickleball accident. Okay. Oh, died after falling. Sometimes I really hate my condition because this has happened to me so many times where I will read something out loud and then not know what I said. And then other people know what I said, but I don't. We made it, guys. We figured it out. I said those words out loud. I need Adderall really bad. In my defense, my intro song is playing really loud in my head. And I don't know how to turn the volume down. The dog rolls his eyes. Chunga, no! Chunga, no! Not you too. Anyone else think Courtney looks like a nurse? Oh, do I? This is supposed to be pajamas. Like a pink lady on Grease or something, you know? Look at that. Screaming for mercy because I don't know my own size because I keep forgetting to turn off Treat Stream. I was thinking a sailor. Oh, so I look gay? I thought they were all gay, right? Hello, nurse. Okay, so. Oh, no, not the wedding song, too. Oh, no. Wedding song, wedding song, wedding song to you. All women are gay. Prove me wrong. Oh, well. I'm swinging my legs around and I keep bumping the footrest. Do you guys want to watch the wedding song? It's only 6:30 and I'm like eyeballing the clock. Like, don't miss Adam's stream. If you're a nurse, do you give sponge baths? I'm not a nurse. I'm get a button extender. No, I just need to lose some weight. That's all. Wedding song. Wedding song. Okay. So, okay. No, we're doing this one. We're doing because we can finish with the nice one. Although this one, it will also kind of enrage you. Wedding song. It just got to be the best day of my life. An angel stabbing you or something. I can't really remember. No. Go back. Where was I? Ha. I'll sing you A wedding song. A sleeping dog looks precious. That's Choo Choo. Chonga Choo Choo. All right, we're going to watch this video real quick so you get a good idea of this guy that we're going to talk about.
I'm Dayton Weber, and I'm a professional cornhole player.
This guy is a cornhole player.
I had gotten a bacterial infection when I was just 10 months old. The infection that got into my arms and legs was called Streptococcus pneumoniae. They had actually given me a 3% chance of living, and the only way that they were able to save me was by getting the infections out of my system. They had to amputate my arms and legs to keep me alive. I'm thankful for the Lord and giving those surgeons the power that he did that day to be able to make such a miracle happen. Inspiration to me is a daily driver. I believe that God put me on this planet for one reason. Everybody's got their reasons for being here, but my reason I feel like is to inspire other people just by me doing my daily tasks. I want them to have the sense of I can go out there and do anything I put my mind to. If they say, I want to go out and become a pro cornhole player now, I want them to look at me and be like, I can do it. I
didn't know.
Anybody can play, anybody can win.
I didn't know you could be a professional cornhole player, but you can. Nobody tell this guy that God created the bacteria that ate his limbs. Well, he did. And he created that struggle for him to experience on Earth. It's true. So now we have an update on our our professional cornhole playing friend who has no arms and legs. This is from Fox 5 Washington, D.C. It says quadruple amputee professional cornhole player faces murder charges. How he survived stumped the doctors. All right. So this is La Plata. Was that Maryland? Right? Yeah. Why? I don't understand. Anyway, a professional cornhole player and quadruple amputee has been formally charged with murder and multiple related offenses in connection with a deadly shooting that occurred in Charles County on March 22nd, 2026. What we know, Dayton James Weber, 27, was arraigned in the District Court of Maryland for Charles County after being located in Charlottesville, Virginia, and arrested following the fatal shooting of 27-year-old Bradrick Michael Wells, according to court documents. Charges filed. According to charging documents signed by a detective from the Charles County Sheriff's Office, Weber is formally charged with first-degree murder, accused of intentionally and premeditated malice killing Bradrick Wells on or about March 22nd, 2026 at 10:15 Newport Church Road. Okay, that's the name. Second-degree murder, also charged in the same incident. Assault in the first degree, 2 counts, one relating to an alleged assault on someone identified as Bradrick Weber and another relating to Bradrick Wells. What? All right. And then use of a firearm in a commission of a felony, alleged firearm use during the felony offense. How? I don't know. This article will probably tell us, and I will forget. He murdered someone with a gun? Apparently so, with what it seems like. According to the statement of charges filed by Detective, God, I was like, what does it stand for? According to the statement of charges filed by Detective M. Bigelow of the Charles County Sheriff's Office, Dayton Weber picked up so he got into a fight with Bradrick Wells, and it was documented as Weber on accident because this guy's last name was Weber. Okay. Dayton Weber picked up 2 witnesses from work in a vehicle with Bradrick Wells already in the front passenger seat. Wait, Dayton Weber was driving? Wait. Isn't Dayton Weber was driving? So everyone else had arms and legs. Everyone else had feet and hands. And they decided that he would be the one driving? Is that what I'm getting? Because it says Dayton Weber picked up 2 witnesses from work in a vehicle. If I'm getting picked up by somebody without any feet or hands, I'm going off and getting a driver's license immediately. Why? Wrong guy. Wait, which one's Dayton Weber? Dayton Weber was arraigned in the district court. It was Dayton Weber. Dayton Weber was the one who was charged. Dayton James Weber. He was arrested following the fatal shooting of Broderick Wells. So Dayton Weber, with no arm, with no hands and no feet, was picking up 2 witnesses from work in a vehicle with Broderick Wells already in the front passenger seat. I'm so confused. Well, I mean, it says right here, Dayton Weber, the guy that doesn't have any hands or feet, picked up 2 witnesses from work in a vehicle. We don't know what vehicle, with Broderick Wells already in the front passenger seat. Is he faking? Well, no, we saw the video. All right, we're going to move on. The documents state that while driving, an argument broke out between Weber and Wells. The witnesses, identified in the charging documents as W1 and W2, told police that he may have prosthetic hands. They make specific steering wheels that can control the throttle and brake. Yeah. And that, I mean, that makes sense, but I just want to know, if I have hands and feet and that person doesn't, why am I trusted? Why are they driving? Why wouldn't I just drive? I mean, granted, if it's his car, I'm not driving that thing. The witnesses identified in the charging documents as W1 and W2 told police that Weber pulled out a firearm and shot Wells twice in the head. So does he have prosthetics for this situation? Or like, is he like a... I can't pick up Chungus like that. Chunga choo choo, chunga choo choo. I love you, I love you. All right. The statement of charges says Weber then pulled the vehicle over and asked the passengers to remove Wells from the car, which they refused. Wait, why did they refuse? If there was like an argument breaking out in the driver's car, if I'm driving my car, an argument breaks out between us, whether I'm in the wrong or not, if I'm like, get this person out of here, get out of the car. I mean, I'd say this so often, right? If you're not wanted, just leave. The 2 witnesses exited the vehicle and flagged down a police officer, the documents state. Oh, so they got out of the car, but they didn't just get the other guy out of the car. I mean, I guess it's not their responsibility, but still, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I am on their side. Like, whatever, I'll just leave. If that person can leave on their own, they can leave themselves. Which that person, I now that he's dead, he can't think about this, but in hindsight, he probably wishes that he would have just gotten out of the car. So they exited the vehicle, flagged down a police officer. The documents state while Weber drove off with Wells inside the car. Wells, you should have gotten out of the car. According to the filing, around 12:41 a.m. on March 23rd, a resident at wherever, who cares, in Charlotte Hall discovered Wells' body on the side of the road. Oh my God. Dude. Statement of charges notes both witness 1 and witness 2 positively identified Weber as the shooter and Wells as the victim, providing the basis for the murder and assault charges assault charges currently pending in Charles County District Court. Police say that Weber's vehicle was later located in Charlottesville, Virginia, and Weber was found at a hospital seeking treatment. Weber is currently awaiting extradition to Charles County, Maryland, where he will face formal charges. So here's the thing. My first thought is like, this guy, he's got a bit of a disadvantage with his body. So if things are getting physical or if he was feeling threatened, like he might have felt like he needed to shoot the guy to protect himself. But then why would he drive away? Why would he just leave the guy dead in the street and then just go to the hospital like nothing happened? Well, we don't know. Police have not explained how Weber was able to drive a car or fire a weapon. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, wait a minute. Are we even sure that it was he who shot the guy? Maybe he finally got him the dude to get out of the car and then somebody else shot him. Because how was he able to drive a car and shoot a gun? Police need to explain this immediately. It's early in the investigation, but there's no evidence to suggest anyone else was involved in the shooting that he acted alone. Diane Richardson of Charles County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. Videos posted to social media do appear to show Weber shooting rifles, 9mm handguns. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot show that because that'll get the stream just yanked down immediately. That's one of the great things about our sport, how accessible it is and how we like to say anyone can play, anyone can win, because if you want to put your mind to it, you want to put the time into practice, you can become competitive. More is pushing for cornhole to become a sport in the Olympics. What a weird way to end these articles. How do they not understand what like a closing paragraph is? Good Lord. One child left behind has failed us. So that was our dear friend, Dayton Weber. He's not our friend. Good old Stumpy. I didn't know you could be a professional cornhole player. How is that possible? Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Okay, so you guys want to trash talk Rachel Zegler and then we can talk about dogs? Dude, we're 38 minutes in and we're already like almost done with the show. I'm just flying through all these. It's just got to be the best day of my life. I'm praying to God. All right. Hi. Where's Penelope? Oh, Choo-choo. You're so sweet. I need to go check and see if Penelope's here. Snuggle, you stay there. Shelby? Hi. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. I have Google pulled up and it's showing all my late night searches last night. Oh, I'm like pretty funny. I'm a pretty good friend. I didn't do anything like nice or anything. I'm just entertaining. All right, you guys want to trash talk Rachel Zegler? Man, this shirt I should probably change. I'm holding on. It's holding on for dear life. This poor thing. It's probably gonna blow up. We should sign you up for a national cornhole tournament. Big money. You think I have good aim? Courtney says, if y'all want some cleave, you better cough up some cash. Yeah. We're $80 away, you guys. All right. Are we ready to trash talk Rachel Zegler? I'm not going to ask again. Do you understand? I will turn this stream around if you guys don't stop acting up. All right. Anyway, Rachel Zegler. So this is from Collider. For the record, Mr. B. Pimpin', I've given $20. All right, this is from Collider. And it says, let me pull it up. It says, Rachel Zegler just proved every hater wrong with a bold response to the Snow White backlash. This is on March 11th. Huh. Guess I've just been like hanging on to this, but oh well. All right. So it says plenty of Disney projects in 2025 faced backlash with the likes of Captain America, Brave New World. I didn't even know that was a movie. And director James L. Brooks' latest effort, Ella McKay, also didn't know that was a movie, proving unpopular following release. However, few films in recent memory have been more doomed to fail before they premiered than live-action Snow White remake. It felt like there was a new issue dominating social media discourse each day leading into Snow White's release, with perhaps the most controversial coming from conservative backlash at Rachel Zegler's casting. I don't think that's how you spell her name. Right? Is that how you spell her name? I feel like it's not. What do I know? Who cares? All right. It's impossible not to analyze the movie's journey to the screen without feeling uncomfortable about the furious racist undertones. Oh my God. This is so stupid. Of many Snow White-based social media rants. Because of her Colombian heritage, conservative commentators it's not conservative commentators, you fucking idiot. Considered Zegler unworthy of portraying the titular Snow White because of her skin is not white as snow. I don't know. Maybe because the book literally says her name is Snow White because her skin is white as snow. Hello? Do we not read the books anymore? What are we doing here? Do we not pay attention to the actual story? No? All right. However, in 2021, Zegler faced complaints from many for portraying Maria in West Side Story because her father was white. And that is... What does her dad have to do with this? What? What? What does her dad have to do with this? Okay, with the dust having well and truly settled on the contention in Snow White's controversy now in the rearview mirror, Zegler herself has reflected on the turbulence in a recent interview. I was told I wasn't enough of one thing for West Side Story and too much of another for Snow White. Wait, I thought, no, that's not true. She was told she wasn't enough of one thing for West Side Story and then was too much of the same thing for Snow White. It's the same thing. Because you weren't Colombian enough for West Side Story because of your dad. And then you were too Colombian for Snow White because of your mom. Man, she is dumb. All right, she said, later adding, I grew up proud of being Colombian, eating the food, wearing the dresses, drinking the coffee. That's all being Colombian is, right? Just like eating food and wearing dresses and drinking coffee. Doing all the things that were so intrinsic to who I was as a kid and who I am as an adult. But I do think there's an argument to be made that in the public eye, at least, when you're two things, you're simultaneously nothing. But I refuse to assimilate for anybody else's comfort. Holy crap, Lounge Singer, wait a minute. Hey everyone, I just got in from hernia surgery. I'll be here complaining for the rest of the night. Oh my gosh, wait, since when did you have a hernia? Okay, so it seems like you're okay. Hisnia. Feels like I just had a cesarean. Oh my God, do you have a baby now? Lounge Singer had a baby. I had a linguine like Zia for a while. Okay, I think I kind of remember this now. Well, I hope you recover quickly. Jeez. You just now got home? It's almost 10 o'clock for you. Please tell me you've like been resting and stuff and you like just woke up from a nap or something. And now you're ascending. All right, here we go. As far as I know. You didn't die on the table like I did? Don't complain. Healer died? Wow, there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember hearing about with Healer. All right. Here we go. Back to Dum Dum. Okay, so being Colombian is just like eating food, wearing dresses, and drinking coffee, which I do 2 of the 3 of those every single day. So I guess I'm Colombian now. Even though I'm not Colombian. You can see, look at me, you guys. Look at this. I'm so white, you can see my veins. Look at that. You can see through my skin. Look how white I am. Look at these blue eyes. Look at this blonde hair. My God. Not Colombian. I'm nicer now in my second life. Yeah, actually, Healer, you are. It's a little unsettling, to be honest. Snow clear. Yeah, that's me. Look at all my veins. You can see all my little red patches when my skin's irritated. I was like looking at my arms earlier when I was doing something. I was like, why does my skin look so wrinkly? But it's because you can just see you can see everything happening under my skin because I'm so white. Also smuggling coke. They forgot that stereotype. Yeah, how come she didn't mention that? All right, back to Rachel Zegler. Okay, so eating food, wearing dresses, drinking coffee. I do it every day. All that stuff. Okay. So I refuse to assimilate for anybody else's comfort. Well, it's going to be uncomfortable for you then, girl. Just saying. Snow White controversy hurt the movie at the box office. I can't speak. The aforementioned controversy, plus reported tensions on set between her and co-star Gal Gadot, which apparently her name is Gadot, like she said her name is Gal Gadot, I guess, and other viral issues, seriously hurt Snow White's box office. No! Box office run. An eventual total of $205 million might not look too bad, but when considering the film's reported budget of an eye-watering $269 million, the reality of its failure is evident. Snow White was far from the only big name film to struggle at the 2025 box office, but it's certainly one of the most discussed flops of the year. Wait, that's all she said? Wait, hold on. This headline said she proved all the haters wrong in her bold response. But what the hell did she say? Wait, what did she say? Huh. I guess we'll never know. Author is a dumb lib. I mean, she didn't even say anything. I didn't know we had not a vag nerve, a vagus nerve. It's like somewhere around here in the ears, and it like goes down like the whole body. I think it goes down like the whole side of your body. Your vag nerve. So your vagus nerve made your heart stop from them messing with your guts. Oh my God. That's really scary. Lounge Singer, you weren't here. I think I have to redo this because you weren't here for this story. I'll just show you the video. Enough about me. Let's make fun of more cripples. Well, we don't have any more cripples to make fun of. We just have one story about dogs, and it might make you cry. But this video here, we were talking about this guy. Look at him go.
I'm Dayton Weber, and I'm a professional cornhole player.
He's a professional cornhole player.
I had gotten a bacterial infection when I was just 10 months old. The infection that got into my arms and legs was called Streptococcus pneumoniae. They had actually given me a 3% chance of living. And the only way that they were able to save me was by getting the infections out of my system. They had to amputate my arms and legs to keep me alive. I'm thankful for the Lord and giving those surgeons the power that he did that day to be able to make such a miracle happen. Inspiration to me is a daily driver. I believe that God put me on this planet for one reason. Everybody's got their reasons for being here, but my reason I feel like is to inspire other people just by me doing my daily tasks. I want them to have the sense of I can go out there and do anything I put my mind to. If they say, I want to go out and become a pro cornhole player now, I want them to look at me and be like, I can do it. I know I can. Anybody can play, anybody can win.
So we talked about that guy because he apparently can drive a car and shoot a gun and ended up killing somebody. God saved him so he can murder. What's up, Jesse Price? So that's what you missed, Lounge Singer. I'm bummed we didn't get any of your commentary on that. All right, are you guys ready to talk about dogs? What's up, James? Murder or accidental spaz? So apparently he was driving a car with 3 other passengers in the car, which already I was like, excuse me. If I'm getting rides from somebody who doesn't have hands and feet That's a problem. I should be the one driving. So that means I'm missing a driver's license or a car or something in this situation. And I'm going to go rectify that because I'm not taking rides from somebody without hands and feet. That's just crazy. No, I give you the ride. What? So he was driving and he started fighting with one of the dudes who was in the front seat. And he was like, get him out of the car. And they didn't assist in that. Like, they didn't even try to like talk him out of it. They weren't just like, look, we're going to get out of the car. Come with us. Come on. Like, just stop. Let's just come with us. Nope. They were like, bye. They got out of the car and just left him there. And then later, he probably hits less curbs than you. No. Lounge here. No. And then, later, a neighbor found the other passenger dead in the street. So, which is really unfortunate. But I have that Sabrina Carpenter song stuck in my head. I don't even know it. I just know it from that one clip. All right, you guys want to hear about doggies? Are you ready to cry? You're a good dog. What's your name? Are you Changa? Like the bagel? What? Where's my sweet girl? Are you a biscuit? Are you? Do you have something to tell everyone? Oh, I love you too. You're so nice. Okay, do you want to lay down? Oh, you're cute. Okay, I'm going to put you back down. Is that okay? Nope. Oh, hey. Okay, get ready to be sad. All right, so this is from Dexerto. And it says 7 stolen dogs go viral after escaping and making a 17-kilometer journey home. All right, so it says 7 pet dogs stolen from a village in northeastern China have gone viral after pulling off a dramatic escape and making their way back home on their own. Oh. The group is believed to have traveled around 17 kilometers together, navigating busy roads and open fields before reuniting with their owners just days later. Clips of the dog squad went viral on March 16th when a passerby spotted the canines moving in formation along a highway and filmed the moment. The clip quickly spread online, with viewers noting how the group appeared to be extremely coordinated. Dogs team up to escape thieves. According to South China Morning Post, the dogs were taken by thieves working for a dog meat shop and escaped from a moving truck. A corgi led the group and repeatedly turned to check on the others while the group surrounded an injured German Shepherd in the middle. Other breeds, including Golden Retrievers, Labradors, and Pekingese, followed closely behind. More footage later showed the dogs crossing nearby fields, sticking together and ignoring attempts from people to guide them to safety. Look at these babies.
In Changchun, China, 7 dogs were stolen and left on the highway. They escaped and walked over 17 kilometers to successfully return home.
Ma'am, how do I mute you? I don't know if I want to listen.
When a German Shepherd injured its leg from the escape, the others immediately surrounded it for protection. During rest stops, the group formed a circle to shield one another. This is a deeply heartwarming story.
Oh my God, that's so cute. Hi, handsome. Whoops. No. Okay, local rescuers later confirmed all 7 dogs came from the same village where they were known to roam together and had formed strong bonds. Volunteers tracked their movements as their group continued heading in the same direction, and by March 19th, all 7 dogs had finally reunited with their owners. In China, stealing a dog is treated as a criminal offense with penalties ranging from fines to prison time depending on the animal's value. Someone was documenting it with the camera. Yeah, well, it sounds like anybody who was trying to like get them to safety, the dogs kept ignoring them and like getting away from them. So like somebody recorded it, and like I guess multiple people recorded it. I don't really know, but the dogs wouldn't like let them take them home, so they all had to figure it out on their own. Look at the babies. Even the likes of the award-winning filmmaker, author, and former NFL player Matthew Cherry spoke out about the incident on X, saying, "We need an animated movie version of this." Wow, so such profound statement. Thank you. In China, it's a criminal offense, but it's for stolen food. Barstool correspondent Robbie Fox also chimed in saying, "Get Disney on the phone right now." So everyone's just trying to be like, "Oh my God, we want a movie of this." Blah, 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 blah. So profound. It's not surprising that folks are clamoring for Disney to adapt this heart-wrenching tale because it wouldn't be the studio's first foray into such territory. Their classic films, Lady and the Tramp, Oliver and Company, and even Homeward Bound come to mind as similar stories of pets finding their way home to their forever families. This is just the latest heartwarming animal rescue to go viral after a 15-year-old dog was reunited with its owner after going missing for 10 years while the family... Why do these people write articles like this? I don't care about that. Give me a closing statement. Put a closing statement in your article. How is this getting past editors? No problem. All right. So this here, we saw this a little bit, but we're going to do this without a voice this time. Without a voice over. We'll watch it. The little corgi. Weird music. But look at them walking down the street and see how they're surrounding the German Shepherd in the middle there. I don't know. They're saying that the corgi was leading, but it looks like these 2 little cotton balls are like, "Hey." Oh, they're so cute. Sweet babies. Would your dogs do this? Chungus would. Chungus would. Penelope probably would. Cricket wouldn't. Cricket would find the first family to give her food, and that's that. I don't have a dog anymore. But Choo Choo, yeah, you would find your mom, huh? Well, Choo Choo wouldn't get stolen because she would be biting everybody and like. Yeah. Cricket would get lured away with food. Hi, Choo 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 Choo. Chooch, 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 chooch. Little face. Oh, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. All right. Those are all the articles that I saved for tonight. We blew through them in an hour. You want to watch another wholesome video? We can do that. What did I call them? Homeless? Another homeless video? That's why chat's going to steal Chungus' DNA and make 20 clones. But she won't be the same. She won't always... When you clone them, they don't have like the same personality. They don't even end up looking like... When you clone them, it's basically like just breeding another dog. You can just breed another dog. Just find a Chewini. Is Hatebreed here? Hatebreed's going to love this. It's so stupid. It's just a fart. I feel like I'm the only one who liked that. He's just a little doggy that was embarrassed by his fart. He looks embarrassed. He's embarrassed by his fart. All right. What's next? Should we just call it a night? No, we're not going to call it a night. We still have another at least like 2 hours in us, right? Oh, my skin's so itchy. Look at that. Ugh. Why are my arms so itchy? Does anyone have any good Australian history? Or maybe, oh my God. I looked at my arm and for some reason I thought there was like a big hole in the side. Hi, Russell. Or 54 minutes. We can do that too. If you knew Susie like I know Susie. Oh, what a gal. Hi. Oh, that's a cute dog. My God, what a floozy. Okay. Yeah, do we have any Australian history that we want to go over? Do we want to watch the slut boat video again? I don't have anything else planned for the evening. Jeez. Well, you're shaking everything, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. Look at her face. Oh my God. Yeah, you're precious. Yeah. Where's Penelope? Oh, what a gal. All right. Do. We could do live search. What channel had the slut boat? Maybe they have another Aussie video. Oh, well, I don't remember that. You knew Susie like I know Susie. Oh. Okay, let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. Look at my viewing history, please. It can't be that far back, right? Sovereign Citizen, Bowling Ball Lady, Entitled Man. Oh, what a gal. There's a Dublin whiskey flood. Stairway to Stardom. Party Girl, Stairway to Stardom. Oh, there's Tony. It's okay to be gay. Sovereign Citizens. Marconics. Hey, there's Tony again. Oh, there's that lady that was crying. There's the girl that Lounge thought might have been that one little girl. Crackhead. When was the last time we watched it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so the channel is called what? Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but Tony has a YouTube channel. Okay, so it's called Weird History. is the channel. Maybe I should subscribe to it. I should like that. Yeah, there we go. Let's take a look at weird history. Boop, doop, boop, 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 boop. Russell, Tony's going to be on Adam's channel tonight. We're going to watch. We're going to watch a little bit of it. Okay. Michael Jackson's childhood was worse than you think. Assassinations that changed history. This, okay. 1964. This could be nice. This could be fun. Food in America. Marriage through history. That could be. I don't. Okay, this person who survived 2 atomic bombs. There's like timelines of these specific years. Interesting. Timeline deep dive. The complete histories of your favorite shows. Ooh. Are we really? Yeah, we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch Tony and Adam hang out. Oh, well, again, not sure what to expect tonight. None of us are. It's Tony. Should we just watch the Slut Boat again? Movies in the movies situation is not that interesting to me. When Jesus became white, I watched that Bourbon Street Fire segment on the VOD. There's one important thing everyone missed. What did we miss? What did we miss? What did we miss? It's the world's first shoey. Oh, somebody did mention it in chat, and I think I just I saw it and then I blanked on addressing it. I was like, oh yeah, shoey. And then I went back to something. But here. Man, Lounge Singer is really autistic. Many people drawn to the area by the news of the unusual flood had look at them. Because they didn't have cups with them, and so they just scooped up their the alcohol with their shoes and whatever else, and that's what they did. Oh, do you guys want to see the history of peasant hygiene? That seems interesting, right? Or no? History of death. Wait, is that what I saw? Where did it go? Wait, where did it go? Chernobyl. Okay, yes. Chernobyl is creepy. No shit. Wait, where did the peasant hygiene go? Peasant hygiene. History of death. You know, it's funny because the history of death, I feel like there isn't really a lot of history of it. It's just you died. Peasant hygiene seems good. I feel like that one's really sticking out to me. I think that might be what we'll do. Life in Pompeii. These queens were insane. I think we're going to have to watch that one. Not the 9 best times in history to be alive, like right now. All right, we're going to do peasant hygiene and then queens. Worst cheapskates? Wait, where? Ooh, pirate life. We're going to have to do that. Sex through history. Oh. Russell. How France was built. France doesn't exist. I hate France. Can I just say that's a big pet peeve of mine when it comes to looking at nice restaurants? All of the menus are all French or French adjacent. I'm sorry, but French food isn't that good. And also, if I'm going to spend $35 or whatever, I think, or something like that on ravioli, I better get more than 4 raviolis. I'm sorry. I was deep diving fancy restaurants last night because I do this thing where sometimes I stumble upon random clips of people like one of them was a Gordon Ramsay made a really gross looking burger, and this dumb guy was went to the Tiffany's restaurant. And so then I'll text Tony and I'll be like, is this fine dining? Because I don't know what fine dining is, but he does. And so then he'll tell me, and then I forget what he says, but then I'll complain about everything about the restaurant. I'm like, that's just not fine dining to me. I'm sorry, but it's not worth the money. Okay. In other words, it would be a terrible date. It's my new favorite pastime. But the Louis Vuitton restaurant was like that. They had the raviolis were like in the shape of their stupid logo. And then there were only 4 of them. And then also the sauce looked like it was all bubbly, like somebody put soap in there. Or maybe somebody who had like a kidney problem peed in it or something. You know what I mean? It was like bubbly. Why was it bubbly? And why was it so green? And it had this black bass, which wasn't black. So I don't understand why they call it black bass. What does that mean? It's about this big. And it was $56. I can go on. The whole thing, it was awful. It all looked, Five Guys is fine dining to me, right? Fine dining is a scam. That's what I said. Look, you can't charge me. If you're giving me 2 bites of food, I'm giving you $2. All right? No, that's But then he kind of mentioned that I shouldn't know what the prices are because I'm the woman. But still, it is ridiculous. But yeah. So that's my new favorite thing to do. Is this fine dining? Oh, yeah. I mean, the menu looks probably pretty okay. I don't know. They could probably fix this, fix that. But yeah, it's fine dining. Well, this looks like shit. And this looks like crap. And this looks stupid. And this looks useless. I hate this place. Maybe it's just sour grapes. I don't know. I was going to go to Five Guys the other day, and 1 large fry with a cheeseburger cost $23. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not cheap. That's why it's called fine dining. First date scenario, the man pays but uses a coupon, smash or pass. You know what? I got into an argument about this morning. Okay, listen, here's the thing. It depends on what the whole first date situation is, all right? Because for me, I think that the whole argument over like who pays for what on the first date is so stupid because there is no hard and fast rule. If you're meeting for the first time on a dating app, I just don't understand why both parties can't just pay for themselves. And then if one of them is like, you know what, I like you and I want to see you again, then that person can pay. And then after that, the guy can decide if this is like if he's into it or not, and then he can choose if he wants to pursue. But I just feel like you got to give a guy time to even figure out if he's actually like genuinely into a girl or not. Because the thing is, like, to me, like if I've known you for a while, if I've known you for at least 6 months and we get along and like we have like, you know, like a flirty banter or whatever, and it's like clear that like we're into each other and you want to take me out, like, well, yeah, like you're going to pay. And then also, but that also depends, like the whole coupon situation. Like, I mean, I'm a poor. I don't care about a coupon. I also don't care about fine dining. We can fucking go to Taco Bell. I don't give a shit. So to me, it's just like, well, at this point, if we've already known each other long enough to where, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Like, you can pay for me. I'm probably also aware like of his financial situation, and your financial situation is not going to be a complete deterrent. Now, if you're like jobless and unmotivated, well, like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to like support you through this time in your life. All right. Okay. So like, you should definitely like at least have a job. Right. Right. But it's not like times are tough right now. Okay. I don't expect your job to pay you millions of dollars. So if you're like, you know what, I really want to take you somewhere nice, but this is discount code or whatever. Okay, well, at least we're hanging out. I think all of it just depends, though. If you're some jackass who's like, I'm going to brag about all the things that I have and all these things, I'm going to pay for all your stuff tonight. And then you bust out a coupon like, well, yeah, I'm going to judge you. But like you already didn't pass the sniff test. Anyway. Yeah, if the guy's offering to pay, I don't care how he does it. But also, like, I'm not comfortable with a guy paying anyway. Man pays, woman fake reaches. I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with that because, well, no, I went on like a series of dates back in like, I don't know, it was like over 10 years ago now. And it was the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Like, if he pays, that means I have to sleep with him. And I'm like, well, I don't even know if I don't like this guy. Can I just pay for myself? Like, maybe we'll go out again just to see if like I was in a bad mood or something that night. But like, I have to sleep with you because you spent $15? I don't think you understand how much my pussy is worth. If you think that I owe it to you just because you bought a meal. But that shit is priceless. You shouldn't even be putting a price on it. Did somebody actually say that? So basically nobody said it outright, but there were certain situations, like there was this one guy that like partway through the date, like as we were talking and stuff, like he realized that like I didn't want to sleep with him. And so immediately he was like flagged down the server and was like, we're ready for our checks. Please like split them or whatever. And then he was like on his phone, like vigorously. Is that the word? Vigorously? Vigorously? I don't fucking know. Texting some other chick. And like at first, because he was like, he had kids. So I was like, oh, maybe the nanny texted him or whatever, the babysitter. And then I pieced it together because he was like, oh, I'm going to stay and hang out here. I'm waiting for my friends to meet up with me. And so he just like sent me on my way. Like didn't walk me to the door or anything. And I was like, oh, it was another woman. He's like, I'm so sorry. Cause he kept like ignoring me to text this person. And like, he's like, this is time sensitive. Like your boys don't care if you wait an extra 30 seconds to text them back while you like listen to me tell my little story that I'm telling you or whatever. There was another, I don't know if I want to tell this story because it's like slightly embarrassing to like share on the internet. What rule says you have to sleep with anyone who buys you food? That's just been like a thing that I've seen so many times that people talk about. Like, yeah, he pays, you sleep with him. And I'm like, I don't understand why that's a fair exchange at all. Especially, like, also, I just want to know, like, fellas, those of you who believe in that rule, why are you okay with guilt tripping and forcing a woman who's not interested in you into sleeping with you? You know what I mean? Like, don't you want a woman to like have enthusiasm and interest? Will you be converting that $20 donation into food? More embarrassing the better. I once drunk peed in a fish tank. I mean, this is more like, it's kind of like, so this guy he was already kind of like making it clear that he was bothered that I like essentially like coerced him into paying for my $5 gazpacho. He was very rude and weird about it and like didn't want to continue. Or no, after that, like we wandered down by the waterfront and he was like trying to take romantic pictures. And I was like not feeling it. I was like, whatever. And then I was like, okay, I just want to leave. And then he invited me to go to the lake with him. And so I had this like little sundress on, and then I had these like shorts on underneath. And it was that time of the month. The shorts were very short, but they were little booty shorts. So I like at one point like just hiked it up a little bit so I could like tan my legs a little bit more while we were hanging out. Well, so he was getting all excited and was like, oh, let's go get some ice cream and let's go whatever. I was like, oh yeah, I can go get some ice cream, whatever. And then I think he like grabbed my leg or something. I just remember he like touched me and he saw like part of my tampon string sticking out of the little shorts and immediately changed his mind. Like he was like, let's get some ice cream. Let's go do this. And we can go to this place. And Bo was like, yeah, that sounds really fun. Yeah, we should go. And then he like, again, like he like grabbed out of my leg or something like that. And then was like, saw it and was like, you know what? I have to go to the gym. I really need to get this routine, my arm routine or whatever. And I was like, huh? And then I clicked. I was like, oh. So I'm like embarrassed because I realized like, oh my God, my tampon string was like hanging out. So I feel like stupid, I'm feeling like embarrassed. But then I'm like, oh my God. So he like pieced it together like, oh, she's probably on her period. So we're not having sex. So I'm not going to get some ice cream with her. I was like, I don't ever want to speak to this man again. And I told him that like he, it was back in the day when I used Snapchat, and I remember he like sent me a shirtless picture. And I was like, I don't know why you sent me that. You don't like me. So either you don't know how to use this app or you're just sending women you don't like pictures of you without your shirt on. And that was that. He thought you were farming free food with that move. What a dumbass. Like, well, the crazy thing is like, dude, if you were likable, things could have gone way differently for you, but you weren't. And so I didn't want to hang out. I didn't want to do all that. Should have told him it wasn't flirting, it was menstruation. You should have felt stupid. He's a jerk. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, that's embarrassing. Like nobody wants their tampon string hanging out. He should have been a bro and said something. Well, of course not. So if you had paid for the meal, does that mean he had to put out, but you got to wear a strap on? Ooh. I kind of want to test this out now. Like, I have a strap on. And if I pay, you have to put out. Oh, I can just bust out the strap on like later. Not tell him. Like, okay, I paid for dinner. You have to put out. Come on over. And then I bust out the strap on. But I bought you dinner, bitch. So, as you can see, dating has not always been very fun for me. Therefore, I don't like doing it anymore. Boo. What if he was into it though and it backfired? What do you mean by backfired? Like his butt backfired? Well, then you know what? I lose. I lose. This is a terrible experiment. You know what? I already hate it. I don't want his butt to backfire on me. No, I don't want a butt backfire. All right, you guys want to see this peasant hygiene video? I need to get this song out of my head. Everyone loses in that situation. That means he was gay all along. Oh my God. Could you imagine? That's like a great scheme for gay men to do. You know, like get women to pay for their meals and then get pegged at the end of the night. Oh man. If you're a power bottom, now is your chance. Just scam a bunch of women out of free meals and sex in the butthole. What a cute dog. How do gay men and women decide who pays? I don't know. Is it the more butch one? I don't know. I feel like in that situation, it's usually just like whoever asked the other person out. Because usually, in most cases, whoever asked the other person out is usually like the alpha, right? They're like the ones, and that's usually the man. Man asks the woman out. So like, you know, the person who asks the other person out is like the dominant one. And then they pay. What's up, Scottish Ranger? Putting things in my ass? Get in line, lady. See, it wouldn't work on Healer. He wins. Backhand. Hi, Backhand. Hello. Do you want to hear a video about peasant hygiene? I'm curious. It may be a viable treatment for Healer. The Legion constantly having to dodge it. I fly home tomorrow. I'm not happy about it. Oh, but I bet you had so much fun, though. There's a lot going on in Florida in the last week or so. Look at this shirt just screaming for mercy. For $80, we can put that to rest. It was a great trip. Oh, yay! Scottish Ranger had a good time in America because this is the best country in the whole world. Dun-dun-dun, ba-dun-dun-dun. Well, I hope you get to come back very soon. Did you like that song? Those buttons are doing overtime. they're struggling. Oh, you tired? Hey, sweet girl. Okay. She's tired of my shit. Yeah, it's okay. I love you. Oh, that's cute. All right. My skin is so see-through. We need sunshine here stat. This is not good. This is like the I'm very pale. It's actually quite embarrassing. Is that the new jammies? Frank! Yeah, and guess what? Because I'm not wearing the shorts because it's still rather chilly. But we have the leggings, and they're very soft. You see the trailer for live action Moana? No. The Rock is in a long wig. It looks like ass. Oh. Yeah, I don't see movie trailers. Frank. Excuse me. Frank fart. Okay. So, Frank, you missed so much. We talked about a disabled guy. He didn't have arms or legs, but he had a car and he drove it around and then he shot and killed his friend. We also talked about Rachel Zegler. We talked about a guy who died in a pickleball accident. We didn't know that was. My bad. I forgot who I was asking. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did forget who you were asking. If he cared, he'd be here. I'm just letting him know what he missed. You're missing out on all of this. And you missed a story about the dogs that got kidnapped and they found their way home together. It was their caravan of dogs. Caravan? Is that what we would call it? I don't know. The group of dogs, it was led by a corgi, but there was an injured German Shepherd. And so the other dogs surrounded the German Shepherd to make sure he was okay as they got home. I was late to Zia because I fell asleep and then it was a therapy session. Oh, no. Oh, no. What Courtney is failing to say is he uses penis as a pistol. We're at 908? Oh, how did that happen? We were stuck at 905 for so long. We would get one and lose one and get one and lose one. Oh, my stars. Hold, please. Do, 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 do. We're at 908. Oh, my gosh. They all found their way to Courtney's house. Oh, my God. I hope they did. They were in China, though. Yeah, they were kidnapped. They were stolen by a meat, what do they call it? A meat something. So essentially these people stole these dogs because they were going to kill them for food, which by the way, 3 or 4 of them were like chunga size. You're not getting much out of this thing. Hi, I'm so sorry. This is not true, Frank. Courtney also tricked an autistic guy into buying her food by flirting on her period. First of all, he didn't even buy me food that day. Okay, we just hung out at the lake for a while. But the time that he did buy me food, it was a $5 gazpacho and an $8 margarita. Excuse me. He said he owned his own business and was like, and played baseball and shit. I thought he had money. Who bought her food? Oh no, Frank is jealous. This happened in like 2014, Frank. 2014, 2015, something like that. It was a very long time ago. Chunga stew, no. I apologize for any inaccuracies. I'm a muscle relaxer. Oh, a likely story, lounge. No, Frank, this was not like recently. This is like 11 years ago. Courtney's on her period right now. I haven't had one of those in years. Oh yeah, it must have been 2014. I think it was like right before I got my IUD. It was when Courtney was hot. Yeah, that's true. I was very very hot back then. Yeah, I was like, well, I know what to do. I want to be hot again. Yeah, I know what to do. Yeah, and then I got old and fat. So no one wants to buy me, nobody even wants to buy me food on accident. Except for Frank. Frank doesn't mind that I got old and fat. You don't have periods? Am I still asleep? No, I have birth control that I don't get periods. I have it. I'm older and fatter. Well, then you know what it's like, Frank. This is terrible for a woman. Do you understand? Without my looks and my youth, what do I do? Look at this dog. Oh, she's okay. Are you hungry? Or the lights? The sun has gone down. Don't let the sun go down on me. Although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. I think you're hot now. Thank you. That guy, I think, didn't, which is weird because I'll be honest. I did see who, did we follow each other on Instagram or something for a while? I can't remember. I did see who he ended up like actually like allowing to be his girlfriend. And I was like, I know I'm hotter than her. Like, this isn't even a cope. Like, I just have eyes. What is happening here? Frank, according to the unwritten rule and how much food you feed her, Courtney owes you so much sex. Well, I was told that's what happens. But no, I'm not hungry, Frank. I had a burger. But thank you, Frank. So sweet. All right. Do you guys want to talk about peasant hygiene now? I have to tell you, Courtney, I'm not anal. Well, then, Yoda, I'm not buying you dinner. Okay? Frank, I put the wrong size, I think, of these pajamas because look, the button screaming for mercy. It fits everywhere else, just not right there. Why did my voice do that? Peasants have hygiene. Oh, shall we find out? Or do you guys want to hear me tell more weird stories about my dating life? It's funny because, like, I forgot about all of this. I blacked it all out. This is from 10 years ago. I've moved on. But no. I had to remember it for some reason. I did some weird shit. Any other period-related date? I'm down. No. Because I got my IUD shortly after that, so there weren't any, like, weird period things. I remember, okay, there were a lot of dates where, like, and these are all, like, first dates. And, of course, because they were from, like, Tinder or some dating app where the guy would always have to be like, so what are you looking for? Because apparently there's this thing that if you put, like, hey, I'm not interested in, like, casual shit. Like, I want a relationship. So if you're not into that, then, like, move along. You can put that on your profile and that doesn't mean anything because there are a lot of women that for some reason, what they do is they put that because they don't want to seem like a hoe. And then they do the whole like, oh my God, I never do this. And then they just like sleep with everyone. Ugh, just be honest, ladies. Just be honest. No one gives a shit that you want to be a hoe. Men love hoes. Just be one. Who cares? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. But now this is making things a lot more exhausting for me. Okay? So now I don't like you. I don't like you at all. And I'm going to judge you for being a hoe until you get your shit together and hoe it up properly. So I had a lot of conversations like this. What are you looking for? And I'm like, yeah, I don't do casual hookups. And then suddenly, like, huge energy shift in the date. And they're trying to get me to spend more money than I racked up on the bill. And then, like, there's this one guy that he was, first of all, he catfished, okay? All of his pictures were from, like, 10 years prior. Probably. Maybe 5. Right. So I was like probably 28-ish. And he was probably in his 40s, but his pictures looked like he was about 25. So, yeah. Well, so he was probably late 30s or something like that. I don't know. He definitely, you're going to knock the camera down, ma'am. I love you. I love you. So what was I thinking? Yeah, so his pictures were definitely like very old. So I was immediately disappointed when I saw him. I was like, oh God. And then he was very weird because I was sitting at the bar and he like really wanted to move away and sit like not at the bar. And I was like, this is weird. I get it. Like the bartender can like hear us talking, but like they're not eavesdropping. They can hear us talking just as much as like everybody else in this fucking room can hear us talking. You idiot. Who cares? But he thought we would have privacy at the table next to the bar. And then he was like really boring. And then he of course like insisted that I like pay however much. And I was like, okay, fine. Or no, then he asked me like, what are you looking for? And then again, huge energy shift as soon as I was like, I don't want to do casual hookups. And then suddenly he had to go to his friend's concert. His friend was playing at this venue down the street. So I was like, at some bar, I guess. He needed to go see his friend play. And I'm like, okay. So I'm not going. You're boring. I'm guessing how boring you are. Your friend's band is probably really boring too. I don't want to go. I don't want to spend time with you. Also, like. So then we're leaving and he decides inside the restaurant for some reason, he needs to hug me. And I was like, okay. And pretended to have a broken arm so that he couldn't do this. He had to leave it like this. And he was going like that to grab my ass. And I ran so far away. I was like, okay, bye. He's like, well, where's your car? Can I walk to your car? I was like, bye. And then like, he just so happened to have parked like his car kind of close to mine, but like on the other side of the street. And so like, I was on the other, across the street from him. And he was like, I should have walked you to your car. This is so, I'm like, shut up, go away. This is weird. Like, honestly, I was like, is he just following me to my car? Just what? So that was another reason I choose to stay single. Yoda be pimpin'. I need to address this before I forget it. Yoda be pimpin'. Thank you for the $1.99 super sticker. Thank you, Yoda. World's biggest hoe. Thank you for the $1.99. That's right. Men love me over and over. Men love hoes. Thank you for the $1.99. Yeah, but nothing period related. I'm sorry. I started a sentence in my head and then I finished it outside of my head. It's so dumb. I'm the only person here old enough to have actually heard that music. What do you mean? I don't understand what that means. Do you guys want to watch the peasant hygiene video? The news music. Do you mean like when it was on the TV? I think it's still on the TV. Any dating period fart stories? No. I don't fart. I'm a lady. Dang it. I was hoping that the chair would make like a fart noise. I want to watch When Jesus Became White, Peasant Hygiene. Is it really? I don't watch TV news anymore. Well, I don't either, but I pretend that it is. All right, let's watch this peasant hygiene video. All right. This is from Weird History. We love Weird History. Weird History gave us the slut boat, and so we are going to show our ongoing devotion to them. Okay?
Despite living in an era long before indoor plumbing, shampoo, and nail salons, the people of the Middle Ages used the best hygiene practices they could. That being said, they didn't have a lot to work with. Mostly straw and dirt, to be honest. So how did people keep clean in an era when most peasants only had one
How do you use dirt to keep clean? Okay, we're going to find out.
set of clothing? Well, we're glad you asked. Because today we're going to take a look at what hygiene was like for medieval peasants. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel. After that, leave a comment and let us know what hygiene-related topics you would like to hear about. Okay, everyone hold your noses. This is going to be very unpeasant.
Ooh, punny. Oh, very
Doctors in
punny.
medieval times believed in a theory called humorism, which made connections between organs of the body, the seasons, the elements, and the tempers. This led them to believe that sickness happened when the body was out of balance, which was itself caused by parasites, which they thought originated inside people's bodies. What they didn't realize, however, was that it was actually poor waste management and some people's general failure to bathe that led parasites to be attracted to people. No matter how many times people washed their hands, the lack of understanding about the connection between filth, infestation, and sickness meant no one was safe from parasites and disease. But people still tried their best based on the knowledge of the time. In the modern era, frequent bathing is the norm. Just look at Ryan Gosling. But in the medieval era, things were a little different. Sure, rich folks could bathe in tubs of hot water, and the middle class could make use of public baths. But for the peasants, it wasn't so easy. Back then, there was no running water, so peasants had to haul water from wells or rivers to their homes by hand, which meant bathing required a lot of labor. That relatively small amount of water would then have to accommodate a relatively large number of people, maybe a whole family, and it was usually unheated. Privacy was also a luxury. Since most peasants didn't have a suitable area in their homes, they bathed outdoors, and they didn't always use soap. But when they did, it often consisted of an alkaline solution, such as a mixture of salt and lime, and they probably had to make it themselves. It barely seems worth the hassle, but most peasants performed manual labor all day, so they generally smelled like 17 varieties of butt. Bathing helped remove dirt, sweat, and odors, and it also helped them avoid lice and fleas. So while there were certainly those who never bathed, most peasants found the time for it, even if it didn't happen frequently.
Oh, man.
If you were the kind of medieval person who was lucky enough to live in a castle, then when it came time to do your business, you would sit on a bench with a hole placed over an opening leading to a cesspit, a gravity toilet, as it were. Peasants, on the other hand,
Dude, that toilet. Oh my God, it's so gross. Never mind, okay.
to a cesspit, a gravity toilet, as it were. Peasants, on the other hand, didn't have it so good. They used outhouses, which were typically communal. Failing that, there was always a chamber pot or a waste bucket, but those needed to be emptied after use, usually into a nearby cesspit or river. And as for toilet paper, well, there was none. Instead, peasants used straw, grass, moss, or hay to wipe themselves.
Oh my God.
At the time, some believed the mere smell of waste caused disease, rather than the waste itself. So to get rid of that smell, some people dumped their contents out the window, or
was she dumping that on people? Oh my God. She's dumping it on it. Oh God, this is just a drawing. Are her tits out? What is happening here?
So to get rid of that smell, some people dumped their contents out the window or into the street. Dumping chamber pots outside the house was frowned upon by society, and regulations were even created against such practices. But just like today, people often disregarded the rules. As you might imagine.
Is he holding a duck that's biting someone? What does this here have to do with everything else going on in the picture? Is this an animal hanging onto his leg? What is going on in this picture? I love you.
It caused streets to become filthy, and whenever it rained, the water supply would get contaminated. Medieval peasants didn't have toothbrushes, so they used twigs to clean their teeth. They especially enjoyed using small branches from hazel trees, but failing that, some rubbed a piece of wool over their teeth and then rinsed their mouth with water. And while they obviously couldn't run down to the supermarket for some toothpaste, those who could afford it mixed things like salt and sage together to form a paste to freshen their breath and whiten their teeth. That being said, brushing wasn't as big a deal for them as it is for us. Why not? Because their diet included virtually no sugar, so they didn't suffer from many cavities. The stone ground bread they ate, however, did cause their teeth to wear down, so it was a bit of a mixed bag there.
Okay, I want some sugar now.
If a peasant's dental hygiene wasn't good enough and they developed a problem with a tooth, they would have to have it removed. And as you might have guessed, medieval peasants didn't have a dental plan. They didn't even have dentists. No, if they needed a tooth pulled, they went to a barber. In fact, barbers performed most dental work back then. If that sounds like a nightmare, then it probably won't help to be reminded that there was no anesthesia available at the time. So patients basically just had to get drunk before having their teeth worked on. Alcohol, in fact, was a big part of medieval medicine, especially after surgeons discovered wine could be used to clean wounds. Oh yeah, I'll be all right. Just pour some nitrate in there and let me get back to work. Medieval peasants spent a lot of their lives dealing with fleas and lice. In fact, parasites were such a problem that comb makers began adding finer teeth to their products so they could be used to remove dirt and lice. Alternatively, people could also use their fingers to do the job. And some folks would even get together with friends to delouse one another as a social activity, like karaoke,
like monkeys,
without the pressure. Clothing had to be deloused as well. Women skilled at delousing clothing and hair were in such demand that members of the Third Crusade even took them along on their journey. It was all the fun of delousing parasites combined with getting smote in a holy war. So we bet those women were having the time of their lives.
No.
There's not as much recorded on the topic of medieval feminine hygiene, but historians believe women resorted to using a variety of items to collect blood during their periods. Many, for example, probably used pieces of rags they tore up. Others likely wrapped strips of cloth around a small twig, or possibly collected absorbent moss and...
Why a twig? Why a twig? Moss? Moss next to your pajango? You put moss by your pajango, by your, whoa.
Used it as a pad. It's also very likely some women did nothing and simply did their best to avoid staining their clothing. Religious authorities also placed great shame on menstruation, which could be one reason why there's so little written about it from that time. So many women felt they had to disguise it. To that end, they may have carried scented herbs or flowers with them to mask any smell. But considering medieval women didn't live all that long, and most live hard lives involving heavy labor and little sustenance, it's also possible that they had fewer menstrual cycles than women do in modern times.
Yeah. Women clean the home. Oh, what's new?
And speaking of women in medieval times, peasant ladies generally ran their households, which mostly means they prepared the food, milked the cows, tended to the garden, fetched the water, churned the butter, baked the bread, and milled the grain. Expectations of the time also gave women the responsibility of keeping the home clean, as well as their husband's clothing, and they were expected to remove fleas from their bedroom and bed. Etiquette and advice books of the era suggested women use white sheets so bugs and parasites could be easily spotted, and some women placed alder leaves around the room to deter parasites from gathering in the first place. Oh, most towns also expected people to keep the areas outside their homes clean, which is presumably why you see so many women aggressively sweeping their doorways in medieval movies.
Laundry once a week? What?
The next time you feel like you have nothing to wear, keep in mind that medieval peasants typically just had one set of clothes. As a result, they dressed in layers so as to avoid washing outer garments too often, which isn't too different from what we do today. How many days in a row have you worn a hoodie or a pair of jeans? Clothing worn next to the skin was made of linen, and heavier wool garments were worn on top of the undergarments. Even back then, people understood that washing their clothing helped keep parasites away, and etiquette books advised changing one's underwear every day. Of course, if you only had one pair of underwear, that wasn't really an option.
Why would you
Those
only
who
have one
could
pair of
afford
underwear?
more than one set of clothing instead typically changed into fresh garments once each week while washing their other outfit. Peasants who couldn't afford to send their garments to a professional laundress did their laundry themselves, washing their clothing in the river, typically with lye soap. Unfortunately, medieval rivers were often polluted with human waste, garbage, and runoff from animals' waste in the streets, so it was something of an uphill battle.
Food is frequently contaminated. Oh no.
The diet of medieval peasants consisted mostly of what they could grow on their farms, which included things like beans, grains, vegetables, and onions. That doesn't sound so bad, except for the fact that depending on how closely a peasant lived to a cesspit or contaminated water source, the soil used to grow that food and the water used to prepare meals could be easily tainted with human or animal waste. Yum! Since there was no refrigeration, fresh vegetables were an impossibility in winter, and the grains and root vegetables they stored could rot or become infested with vermin. Fungi could also poison grains if people weren't careful, and people could suffer bouts of stomach distress, diarrhea, or other illnesses due to spoiled food. And if the weather was poor and crops failed, many peasants simply starved. What about meat, you ask? Well, it was a luxury many peasants couldn't afford. But if they managed to earn enough to buy some, or slaughter one of their own animals, they had to dry the meat with salt. Otherwise, it would decay.
Okay,
Speaking of eating habits, medieval people rarely used cutlery aside from knives, so peasants generally ate with their hands. They washed their hands before and after every meal, but dirt trapped under fingernails or a poor hand washing job could lead to food contamination, so it was a hit or miss practice at best. Surprisingly, for a time when most people were regularly covered in filth, popular etiquette also advised people to wash their face and hands after waking up, and to continue the practice of hand washing throughout the day. And even peasants could do so, since it didn't require much water. Again, it didn't eliminate the risk of contamination, but it was better than getting crud all over the biscuits.
Yeah, you'll get crud on the biscuits.
Medieval
Infested
peasants
straw?
generally slept on beds made of straw, which were relatively comfortable and provided insulation. That doesn't sound so bad, but that straw had to be regularly changed to avoid bugs and vermin, and many didn't bother, or didn't do it frequently enough. As a result, peasants with these kinds of mattresses frequently suffered from bedbugs, fleas, lice, and rats infesting the straw.
Rats?
In order to combat all that disgustingness, people mixed scented flowers and herbs, such as mint, chamomile, and lavender, in with the straw. And if they could afford it, they had linen sheets and woolen blankets to cover themselves as they slept. That said, we would still avoid any Airbnbs run by medieval peasants. So, what do you think? Could you have lived as a peasant under these conditions? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.
Wow. I've been with a few girls that had crud on their biscuits. No! Man, I can't believe they used like twigs as tampons. And like branches for toilet paper? What the hell? What a time. I mean, granted, like if the store like shut down and I had to fend for myself, I wouldn't know how to make my own toilet paper. I would have to use twigs and hay. Probably wouldn't even be able to get that. Choo choo. Oh, where's Penelope? Choo choo. All right. Do we want to watch another weird history video? Where's the chat? I think they all fell asleep. You okay, Cricket? Okay. Mm. We're going to watch another one. Food in America. What was the one that I said that White Jesus. Yes, White Jesus. When Jesus became white, lost at sea. Oh my God, you guys heard that story? Oh my God. She was on a Disney cruise and fell overboard. If only that guy offered a twig. I think that was like the third date. It was, I think the second date, third date. I don't remember. Oh, choo. Oh my God. I don't think anyone's here. All right. Where's White Jesus? I like this thumbnail. Too foul, not fool. Too fool. Flooded Coliseum. R.I.P. Party like a president. No, I won't. Show me timbers. Where did it go? Oh, did I pass it? White Jesus. Give us white Jesus. When? Oh, no. That's a funny thumbnail. Did I pass it, you guys? Where's the one that we watched? You know, I'm just going to like randomly pick one. Most brutal war. Is that the Emu War? Studio 54? Man, I remember wanting to go party there so bad when I was like little. Like, all the cool people go and hang out there. Okay. History of death. Okay. Where? There it is. Okay, here we go. When Jesus became white. Here we go.
Historians widely agree that Jesus was an historical figure who did exist, but what he actually looked like is still anyone's guess. Considering he was born in the Middle East, you would think he looked like a Middle Eastern man. But that's not how he's usually depicted, which is why today we're going to take a look at how Jesus became white. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel. After that, leave a comment and let us know what other topics you would like to hear about. Okay, let's do this. Given how devoted most of Jesus' followers were, you'd think it would be important to them to preserve a description of what the dude looked like.
Probably.
But turns out, not so much.
Yeah,
The New
because his
Testament, in
friends-
fact,
Also, his friends were a bunch of dudes, right? So they don't care. They're just like, that's my bro. They don't care. There's a bunch of dudes. They're not taking. Oh my god, he had like olive skin and like long dark brown hair. No, I didn't give a shit. Like, that's my dude. We were drinking a bunch of wine because he kept turning water into it.
barely describes the
We're getting
physical
hammered.
appearance of
Ooh,
Jesus,
what's going on here?
or anyone else for that matter. And the few descriptors that are in there paint him in some pretty not of this world terms. Take, for example, John's vision of Jesus
Why
in
was
the book
she-
of Revelation.
Hold on. Why was she eating those flowers? What? Hello? Can we? Look, watch. Everyone just watch right now. Why?
Not of this world terms. Take, for example,
Why is she eating those flowers? Why? I have so many questions. Why? But why is she eating those flowers?
John's
That-
vision of Jesus in the book of Revelation, which states, "The hair on his head was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like blazing fire. His feet were like burnished bronze. His face was like the sun shining at its brightest."
Okay, so he was albino? She's part tortoise. Why was she eating the flower? So he was albino, his hair was white, and his eyes were red, and his face was really bright, but his feet were tan from all the
A
walking.
Jesus with white hair, metal feet, flaming eyes, and a glowing face does sound totally badass, but that was likely not the case. This depiction speaks to Jesus less as a human being and more as God. And despite the fact some have tried to make some hay out of the whole feet like bronze thing, scholars widely agree it doesn't speak to his racial makeup. That's because
No.
John's imagery was most likely meant in a figurative sense. The
Yeah.
white symbolizing purity, the bronze symbolizing strength, etc., etc. Nonetheless, it's frequently mistaken for a literal image of Jesus.
White equals purity.
Speaking of symbolism, in both the Old and New Testaments, the color white is frequently symbolic of purity. That's why Jesus is often referred to as the Lamb of
Okay.
God. The Holy Spirit is often depicted as a white dove,
Little
and God
flower
is
eating
depicted
going
as a
on.
giant polar bear. Or he
Okay.
probably would have been, had the biblical authors been aware of their existence.
Polar bears don't mess around. I would not think that like God is a polar bear, because those things are very scary. Polar bears will eat all the people. Courtney, what does Weird History say about the year you were born? I don't know. You guys want to watch that one?
This ancient association of the color white and metaphysical concept of purity is likely at least part of the reason Jesus came to be depicted as white. That being said, it's also fairly easy to imagine that somewhere along the way, this figurative whiteness was simply misinterpreted as referring to a literal light skin tone. Of course, anyone, regardless of race, can have a conscience so pure that it's metaphorically white like snow.
No,
So
that's
skin
not
tone
true.
doesn't really have anything to do with it. We'd be tempted to dismiss the confusion as an innocent mistake. But the connection between the color white and purity has
I'm
long been
kidding.
misused to justify racism and slavery. So historically speaking,
Is that
it's pretty
Station?
far from innocent.
Too much persecution.
If you're wondering why Jesus' followers didn't bother to make physical representations of him, the reason is because they were too busy trying not to get killed. Christians were persecuted by the Roman Empire for several centuries after his death, so his followers had to
What's
rely
that
on
lion
symbols to represent their beliefs. One such symbol is the ichthyos, or Jesus fish, which you still see today. There was also the Chi-Rho, a monogram of the letters Chi and Rho, known to us as X and P, which are the first two letters in the Greek word Christos, meaning Christ. Unfortunately, what this means is that there are exactly 0 depictions of Jesus from the time when people actually might have accurately remembered what he looked like. The image of Jesus as a white-skinned, bearded guy with his hair parted in the middle comes to us courtesy of 6th century Byzantine artists. Why go in that direction when the earliest depictions show him with a darker complexion? Well, there were a few reasons. First off, as a Jew, Jesus was an ethnic minority. And as you probably surmise from the New Testament, Romans weren't exactly big fans of the Jews. And it probably didn't help that Jesus wasn't a silent minority either. The Bible depicts him as something of a rabble-rouser, literally organizing grassroots efforts to aid the poor and needy against the rich and powerful. And that's probably not the image of God that the Roman Empire really wanted to shout from the rooftops. The Romans preferred their deities to be less radical and less brown, and their preferences directly contributed to the white Jesus so prevalent today.
Like that?
There's also the fact that thanks to the Emperor Constantine's conversion, Christian artwork of the era was mostly being created in Rome. And to deepen their own connection to him, they painted their Messiah as appearing similar.
Jesus is Greta Thunberg.
to themselves, with
Some of these
European
depictions are
features
not good.
and lighter skin.
Questionable documents.
As Christianity became acceptable, and then even popular, people increasingly realized that they didn't have any true physical renderings of Jesus. So they did what people do best and just started making shit up. For example, a letter from one Publius Lentulus to the Roman Senate allegedly written circa 14 to 37 CE, which was within Big J's lifetime, claims he was tall, wavy-haired, rosy-cheeked, and blue-eyed. Historians, however, believe there's pretty much no way the letter was written at the time it claimed to be, since it includes phrases and references unique to the 13th century. Several other supposed ancient descriptions of Jesus arose during this time, but like the Lentulus letter, they've all been dated.
I guarantee you that this chick that looks like she might be in a coffee shop or something, it's like maybe an art studio. No, she's definitely drawing a picture of Jesus for sure.
Descriptions of Jesus arose during this time, but like the Lentulus letter, they've all been dated to the Middle Ages, when artistic depictions of a white Jesus would already have become commonplace and influential.
White vision.
And speaking of just making shit up, the Middle Ages is also when many famous miracle images and visions of Christ started popping up all over the place. And in what will likely come as a surprise to no one, those images and visions were overwhelmingly of a white Jesus. One famous example is the image of Edessa, which supposedly bears the image of a white Jesus from a towel Christ wiped his face on during his lifetime, and then apparently never bothered to launder. There's also the Holy Face of San Silvestro, the Holy Face of Genoa, and of course the Shroud of Turin. But despite the extravagant claims attached to them, they're all widely dated by historians to the Middle Ages, rather than Jesus' lifetime. Of course, nothing lasts forever, and by the Middle Ages, the Roman Empire had been replaced with papal authority. The time period was marked by the Crusades against Muslim forces in and around the Holy Land, and the fighting was between European Christians and Middle Eastern Muslims.
What is this imagery? It's creeping me out.
Holy Land. And the fighting was between European Christians and Middle Eastern Muslims. The Christian forces, as you might imagine, weren't all that eager to have a god that looked more like their enemy.
Yeah,
having one agreed-upon image of their savior helped to unify their religion and worked as proof against the naysayers. Which is to say, Jesus' image as a white man was basically a type of propaganda that was crucial to the Crusaders and their mission. And whether they liked it or not, artists from this time period were going to get with the program. Why? Well, for starters, selling their artwork would have been nearly impossible if they strayed from the popular and mainstream image of white Jesus. And of course, those artists would almost certainly have faced some serious consequences for going against the church and its accepted depiction of Jesus. In other words, compromising in their rendering of Christ was a hell of a lot better than getting burned for heresy.
Justifying slavery. Oh.
Slavery was built on the premise that only certain racial groups, particularly white ones, possessed higher order faculties like morality. In this way of thinking, Black Africans had souls somewhere beneath their so-called heathen behaviors and exteriors, and it became Europeans' Christian duty to convert them. A white image of Jesus was an essential weapon in this imagined fight for the souls of the slaves. The European image of Jesus represented whiteness, purity, and white supremacy. And obviously, a more Israeli-looking Jesus wouldn't have worked in the same way. Moreover, depriving Jesus of his status as an oppressed, dark-skinned minority made it easier for slaveholders to justify their actions, which were, to be sure, in direct contravention of Jesus' goal to free oppressed peoples, as stated in the Gospel of Luke.
But if you don't look like Jesus, then it's okay.
The image of white Jesus may have been popularized by Europeans in the Middle Ages to support their political and racial agenda against Arabs. But later, Europeans pulled the same trick against their own perceived enemies. In the 19th century, for example, the idea that Jesus was Aryan, or specifically Nordic, arose in accordance with the growing anti-Semitism of the era. Dishonest scholars attempted to separate Jesus from his Jewish roots, culminating in the Nazi ideology of positive Christianity. If you're not familiar with that idea, it posited that there was a religious Judaism separate from an ethnic or racial Judaism. Other theories also claimed Galilee, Jesus' hometown, was a non-Jewish region speaking an Indo-European language. Those ideas have since been widely debunked, but only after they were used to help justify the killing of millions of Jews.
Oh, buddy.
So at this point, you're probably saying to yourself, don't other racial and ethnic groups of Christians create representations of Jesus that look like themselves? Aren't there Black and Korean versions of Jesus? Why all the focus on and criticism of white Jesus? And if that's what you're thinking, well, you're right. Sort of. Yes, representations of Jesus are regularly rendered in the likenesses of the groups who worship him because, generally speaking, people like to see themselves in their deity.
Yeah.
But unlike white Jesus, these other Jesus variants haven't been used as a tool of oppression throughout history. The whiteness of Jesus is a key part of the narrative that dark-skinned people are bad and thus need to be killed.
I like it. This is their depiction of Jesus. Look at shoving this clip of a carpenter. I guarantee you, Jesus had a wedding ring and a plaid button up when he was building stuff. Jesus was mad Walsh. This is perfect. This is bullshit anti-white nonsense. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know, it does kind of make sense. I'm sure there are people who did this, but like, I don't know if the group of people who did this were, it was as big as they're making it out to be.
Haven't been used as a tool of oppression throughout history. The whiteness of Jesus is a key part of the narrative that dark-skinned...
Also, Jesus has never looked like this or that.
History. The whiteness of Jesus.
We've never had a Jesus that looks like this. So it's really like, this is definitely a propaganda, if you will, right? Like this is, they're definitely like, what's the word that I'm looking for? They're going for a certain angle here because when the fuck did you ever see a picture of Jesus with red hair and a red beard with very Irish, or like, European features? You haven't. He looks like a white Jew. You know what I mean? Like like the pictures that I see of him, he's like white-ish, but he's still like, you can tell he's like a Jewish guy, right? Like he looks like he could be like Alana Glazer's dad or something. Like he looks like a dude that was in the Middle East, but like in a certain part of the Middle East where they were a little bit lighter. Like, have you never seen like an Arab person before? Hello. The script writer for this one did go too woke. Yeah, they did. It's he's taking it a bit
Jesus
far.
is a key part of the narrative that dark-skinned people are bad and thus need to be killed, or at least made to conform to white standards. Whatever else you may think of them, Black and Korean Jesus simply don't carry that historical baggage.
How do you know though?
In 2001, the year, not the movie, the BBC claimed to unveil the real face of Jesus after analyzing excavated skulls of several first-century Jews with computer imaging. Obviously, none of those skulls belonged to the man himself, but biblical evidence suggests that Jesus didn't look especially different from others in the region. We say that because of the story in the New Testament, where the infamous kiss of Judas is used to betray Jesus by identifying him to his captors. Were Jesus' looks notably different than everyone else in town, that kiss wouldn't have been necessary. Anyway, the new likeness of Jesus the BBC created.
Okay, but this guy doesn't look that different from the Jesus that I've seen. Like the guy, like the Jesus that I've seen, his hair
wouldn't have been necessary. Anyway, the new likeness of Jesus.
Like the schnoz is a little bit smaller and the hair is lighter, but everything else is like the same.
The BBC created was unsurprisingly darker skinned than the mainstream white Jesus depictions. Nonetheless, the network
had skin is white though. That is some very light skin. You can't tell. What are you? This skin is so much darker than white Jesus. No, it's not. It's the same. In fact, it might even be lighter here than in some of the Jesus pictures.
Darker skinned than the mainstream white Jesus depictions. Nonetheless, the network hedged its bets by describing him simply as olive-skinned.
Why would he look different than everybody else at the time? Well, I will say his dad was God. So there's a chance that he might have had some of his features, and we don't really know what God's features are. There's that. But I mean, really, yeah, simply is olive-skinned or swarthy, but like olive-skinned is still like, in some cases, is still white.
And swarthy. Those vague terms leave his race ambiguous and allow those devoutly on Team White Jesus to still claim he was just tan rather than Arab.
Oh my God, have you never seen an Arab person? What race are you going to tell me Arab is? Because Arab is not a race. Right? So what race are those people? Are they black? God created us in his image. Well, maybe you.
Despite the BBC's research, Hollywood has generally adhered to the tradition of depicting Jesus as a white guy in film and television. In fact, in the 20-odd films made about Jesus during the 20th century, he has almost exclusively been played by white actors like Willem Dafoe and Christian Bale. It wasn't until the 2015 National Geographic miniseries Killing Jesus that a Middle Eastern man, the Lebanese actor Haz Slayman, was cast as Jesus in a major English-language film. So if Christians are right, and Jesus ever does return to Earth, let's all hope he doesn't have a Netflix subscription. So what do you think? And which of these facts surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of
I don't know, man. I feel like that was actually a bit strange. Okay, I need to pee. Like real quick. The fastest I've ever peed. Oh, it's starting in 19 seconds. Okay. We're going to snipe Adam. We have to snipe Adam. Hello, I want to widescreen it. Why won't you let me widescreen it? This is weird. Okay. Wait, now it's saying it's live in 13 minutes? Wait, hold on. He was a Middle Eastern Jewish looking, but then they added all the leftist buzzwords, whiteness, white supremacy, blah, blah, blah. Like, have you ever seen like a Jewish person before? Tony looks good in the thumbnail. That's one of the gayest pictures I've ever seen. Okay. He sent Tony the link. That's what he says he did. Tony is saying that he hasn't sent him. Tony has yet to open it though. Maybe that's the problem. What's going on right now? Let's go. Okay. I have to pee though. I really need to pee. So hopefully I'm just gonna leave this here and I'll be right back. Why isn't he starting? Oh, it's starting. Okay.
Anyway, all right, so
Okay.
it's been said. What's up, everybody? What else did I miss here? I look like such a nice guy in my cartoon pic. We know the truth. A really good guy. Yo, that's me. What up, me? What up, me? Hi, Farce Mommy. What's up, Saw? What's up, by the way, Farce Mommy? Hope you're doing well and everyone is doing well. He's shy, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It's probably part of his performance art. Like, we do all this work to
Okay, we're gonna keep that muted for a minute. They even got P. Diddy in the background with a baby on standby. Where is he?
This helps me out as a favor. So Tony kind of was able to put together the thumbnail based on, I sent him this, sent him an old thumbnail, sent him a cartoon thing that I did put together with Grok for him. So I appreciate him helping with the thumbnail and being very easy to deal with in terms of messaging, pre-show and all that. But he's not here right now. But none of us. Okay, start. I'll be there in a few minutes. Okay, he'll be there. All right. Well, I mean, I can't. You can't say that. I know the problem. You didn't send Tony the link. He has this. Not only did he get it, I made sure he had the right one. So what do I do now? Like, I'm not used to waiting for a guest. What am I supposed to do now? I don't know. We can play. I can pull up memes. We can get that ready, or I can take a look at my memes. Russell is speculating on the sexuality of you both.
Well,
Why?
he helped.
Me? What sexuality does?
He helped make it. So Adam probably made it gayer. Can we? Oh no, I won't. This out of the way. Get out of the way. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Jesus could have looked like Adam. Well, yeah. See, Adam's Jewish. Would you say that he's not white? Look at him. Is he not white? Adam's white. And he's Jewish. Hello. So that's pretty annoying.
Came out way more boastful and way more like what do you call it? Like I was proclaiming I'm gonna do like sober March. No one goes sober in March because of St. Patrick's Day, right? Like there's like sober January and sober November. It's like I don't know, man. It's so lame to.
What a strange guy. Okay, let's see here. Jews are white, I think. They're at least white adjacent. They're at least white adjacent. I'm a little annoyed because I was told we have to watch at the very beginning. And nothing's really happening right now. Maybe I'm a little too excited. People say I'm not white because I'm Italian. That's just so weird. Like what race are you then? Because race, ethnicity, and nationality are all very different things. So like I am white, right? That's my race, my nationality, American. So I'm a white American. Like my ethnicity, well, that's just like a whole hodgepodge of things, right? Norwegian, German, Swedish, Scottish, Irish, Pennsylvania Dutch, which turned out to be German. You are Aryan white. Well, like my ethnicities, though, are like. So I guess that's the thing is like there's a breakdown of like different types of white. I'm definitely Aryan white. But like Bruno on Black White, he was white, but like it kind of seemed like he was kind of like not white. You know what I mean? So he's like a certain kind of white. Okay. I get a box of crayons. You're the first one. The first one to get thrown out? Yeah. Should we just watch a different video then? Because I'm over here thinking that Tony was gonna be there and maybe it was all a lie. Now what? No, the lightest one. Oh. But nobody likes the white one. What does that have to do with anything? Shut up, Courtney. Look at this little turd. Oh my God. One second, I'm gonna check something real quick. Okay. Look at this little baby. Oh. What's this song? Oh my God. That was really cute, dog. You know me and my little fluff balls, though. I love you. Little puppies. Okay. I'm going to sit here in silence. I'm just going to sit here in silence. He's just, there's nothing happening. I'm so mad. I'm so mad at Tony right now. He said that we had to watch and nothing's happening.
Way of speaking and presenting himself is what do you call it? Like overcompensation. It's compensating for his
Oh, no.
insecurities.
Oh, my God.
Probably
Oh,
just
and
in the
then-
bathroom, but not because of nerves. Probably because of Taco Bell. Paul had a tweet about Taco Bell. I retweeted his queef throat, his beef throat. What did he say?
And so Adam's over here just trash talking him away, talking about like, oh, he's just overcompensating for his insecurities. And I'm like, yeah, he's always trash talking Tony, and it always makes me angry every single time. Okay, well, we only have like 20 minutes left, so we can do whatever we want. And if I want to go back and watch Tony on Adam's stream, I'll do it. But by the time we're done here, maybe he'll be there. How about a dash cam? Do we have a short enough one? Because we only have 15 minutes left. Man, we've been wasting 10 minutes on this. Let's watch this situation that Lounge gave us.
Great to be here, Adam. Let's get into the vibes. Oh, yeah. The deep vibes.
No.
Welcome back to the lounge, Tony. Great to be here, Adam. Let's get into the vibes. Oh, yeah. The deep vibes.
Why did you have to dress as a waitress to watch Adam's stream? What are you talking about? I'm not dressed as a waitress. These are pajamas that Frank sent to me. Oh, buddy. All right. Do we have... I think Frank has food issues. We can watch Wet Wipe Christina. Oh, no, that one's way too long. We need a short one. I don't know. We can just shoot the breeze and hang out. I'm already feeling overwhelmed. Yep, and I got leggings with no holes. And they're so soft. Somebody's cornholing. What? Ugh. The lawnmower one I said a couple weeks ago is short. Oh no, I have to like dig around looking for it. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know if I can handle any of this. We only have like a couple minutes left. So we're just gonna hang out for a bit. We have body cam night coming up. We'll watch at least 2 videos. We have to watch the one that Russell gave. How about Stairway to Stardom? Ooh, wait, there's a part 2 of Justin's video. Oh, it's really short. I thought there was going to be more to it, but it's really short. It's just I think it's the one where he was like, "Why'd you put that on white?" What am I doing? On the Stairway to Stardom. I'm trying to find a Stairway to Stardom. Stairway to Stardom. Stairway to Stardom. Okay, hold on. I think I got it. Oh.
I'm gonna sing a song for you. Not just an ordinary song, but an angel's unto staring at this tune.
How are the angels
Wedding song, a wedding song to you. I proclaim from now and the rest of my life, I love you so much, wanna make you my wife. I sing you a wedding song, garden filled with flowers in spring. Reflection reveals joy in the song I sing. Wedding song, a wedding song to you. You just got to be the best day of my life. Praying to God, many more inside. I sing you a wedding song. Sing you a wedding song to you.
Can I use your mic? Let me step.
I mean, hello. The poorly closed captioning song is better than what they're singing. I still don't understand like that verse, my favorite verse. I don't understand it because it says a garden filled with flowers in spring, reflection reveals joy in the song I sing. What does that mean? What does any of that mean? Poor Dennis. He didn't understand the song either. Okay. So the comments are hilarious on it. Oh, I never even saw the comment. Wedding song to you. No, on the magician. What? Oh, magic magician. What? Wait, where's the magician? I sent a magician. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I looked away because I needed to check on Adam, see where Tony was at, because Tony is still missing. Oops. Oops.
Thank you. Good afternoon. First, I'd like to do my Coke bottle vanish.
Yes.
Watch very closely now.
All right. What was his
And,
name?
I'll
I feel like
place this.
I know his name.
Oh my goodness, do you know what happened? It's a little short. However, we want to keep the magic in it, so what we'll do in order to keep the mystery where it should be,
Gary Callahan. Gary.
I'll cover it. My gracious. Still there.
My gracious. Oh, it's still there.
Oh. And now one of the nicest effects in magic is what is known by magicians as the gypsy thread. Can you see this? All right. Break it once, twice, 3 times. And now I'll roll it up. A little ball.
Russell, thank you for the grocery money. Tony does that bottle trick in a different way.
And here we go. Now I want you to see that it is still here.
There.
You see it? Okay, very good.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Now, there it is. Sim Salabim.
Sim Salabim.
And it's all And now I'd like to ask somebody to come up here and help me, this young fellow here. Yes, would you please? Thank you. Now we're going to play a little game. You take this paper. Your name is Michael. Wonderful, Michael. Turn around, face the audience. He's handsome, isn't he? Yeah. Okay, now, Michael, all you have to do is tear it once like that. See, just the way I did. Attaboy.
Tear
Let's
it.
try it again. There you go.
One more time.
There you go. Now, once more.
All right, Michael.
Good for you, Michael. Push it into your fist the way I do. That's it. Okay, now, there you are. Now just pull it out a little bit the way I do it here, like this. Oh, you know what happened? He didn't say Sim Salabim. I said it to myself, you know. And, well, that's the magic. But I'll tell you what, Michael, you have your own magic, believe it or not. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to ask you to wave your hand over these papers and say in a good loud voice, Sim Salabim. Say it.
Yeah, neither did he.
Hey, that's not bad. But wave your hand over the paper. Just.
I feel like Sim Salabim is kind of we're like welcoming Satan into the room. I don't like
like
it.
a magician. Sim Salabim. Hey, that's very nice. You look kind of surprised, don't you? Okay, thank you.
I like the mic. The wings just slapping the mic. Every time I say Sim Salabim, I think something's going to explode. Yeah, I didn't like saying that out loud. Like, I got really uncomfortable. It's Jesus. Neither one of them said it. So where did he get those fancy paper things? Yeah. I know, flapping the fuck out of the mic. Just So good. What a great way to end it. Oh man. Yeah, neither way. He said simsalabim for the last trick, but not for that trick. And so then he was like chastising the kid. Oh, Tony says he's going to be on. He says coming on now.
With no explanation, you're never gonna get a real explanation. We will never know. We will never know what happened.
Adam's so mad.
None of us will ever know why he was not here at the beginning of the show. So I think we can just assume. I mean, technically he's still not here. I'm waiting until I see his image. Let me. You're not. I don't even see you. You're not there. He's not there. I don't see your picture. I seen your picture today. You're trying to like call in and just do voice? That's so lame. No, you gotta be on video. I think that should be the thing. I can't just hear you. I better not fall asleep before memes. I am. Let me in. I don't see you. Do you see Tony? He's muted and you can't see him. I'm gonna boot him and then I'm kicking him from the studio and then come back. I kicked him out and then you see him? Give him a second. Nah, he wasn't loading. He wasn't loading. That is the view from his underwear. He's trying. I kicked him out, and then he might not come back. He might not come back. I kicked him out as a form of refresh. Sorry, he did apologize in Twitter message. Okay, apology accepted if you're watching. Let him load more. All right, now he's loading again. Let's see here. I thought I saw him for a second, but it's still like gray or whatever. All right.
Can you hear me?
Can
you hear me?
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't see you.
All right, here we go. All right.
Dude, that's not you.
What do you mean?
Where's Tony?
I am Tony. Says it
All
right
right,
there.
Where's Tony?
It's right there, Tony Peck.
All right, I'm gonna. It's nice to meet you, sir. But I'm gonna
Nice to
boot
meet
you
you
out,
too. Oh,
and then when
good to see
Tony
you
gets
again.
in, I'm gonna bring him in.
Are we gonna
All
go
right.
clothes shopping?
No, we're not. All right. Oh my god. How much is that guy being compensated? Is that an AI, Tony? You guys never learn. Keep him on. No, I can't even. Wow, racist much. Yes. Yes, I'm racist much. We can get into memes.
He only let him on for like 10 seconds. Thank you for the grocery money, Russell. Looks like Tony sent his date for the night. Oh my God. Well, that's a bummer. I'm bummed that he didn't let him stay on for at least like a few minutes. It was supposed to be him and Tony. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to go. I'm going to go so I can bully Adam some more for not letting Tony stay on the stream. He was bumming something all right. What other nights are you streaming this week? Wednesday and Thursday, like I always do. I'm going to try and squeeze in a Tuesday and a Friday, probably like a Tuesday afternoon and a Friday evening, I think. But yeah. And that's what we'll do. That went well. Zia's doing Wednesday, she said. Well, I'm going to have to miss it because I got to stay consistent with my schedule. Boo. Maybe, maybe not. Well, I'm definitely going to try and do yeah. I'm going to try and do, well, my regular nights, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday late night. And hopefully I can squeeze in a Tuesday. I'm starting to get a little peckish. So I'm going to sneak into the fridge and see what I can find. And then I'm going to go to bed. Well, I'm going to bully Adam a little bit. Boo. All right. Well, that was a bummer. I'm mad. He should have kept Tony on. That was very mean of him. Tony's lives matter. Oh my God. Lounge Singer's tearing it up in the chat. All right, guys. I'm going to go. I'll be back. So stay tuned. In the meantime, remember, no one likes doing Trust Falls alone. That was short but amazing, at least. I know. Was it worth the wait? I'm not 100% sure, but it was still fun to watch. All right, guys. I'll be back soon. Okay, bye. I guess that just means we're having to do this again. Oh, no.
To an end, stars are fading, lights descend. Thank you for this time we spent. Memories shared, hearts will mend. We had such a great time here. Laughter, love, and moments dear. Every smile, every cheer. Now it's time to disappear. Oh, I will miss you till we meet again. Take care, my friend, my heart will tend. Until the day we start anew, forever hold on nights to you. Walking out into daylight, city's glow turns into night. Hold these moments nice and tight. In my dreams you'll shine so bright. Every goodbye leaves a trace of a night we can't replace. Take care in every space. Till next time we will embrace. Oh, embrace. I will miss you till we meet again. Take care, my friend, my heart will tend. Until the day we start anew, forever hold on nights to you. Of a night we can't replace. Take care in every space. Till next time we will embrace. Oh, I will miss you till we meet